Welcome to the number one Bengals cut. I'm your host, Eddie McDuke. I'm joined as always with John Brain Sheeran and Dr. Electric Smoji and Bridget the HR Jankars.
To be, yes,
And Matilda the cat.
your sledgehammer.
Yes.
And Matilda the cat. Hey, so can you explain, Daddy-O, the significance of playing that wonderful Peter Gabriel song, Sledgehammer, which I was supposed to play lead guitar on, but was cancelled at the last minute. What's up with that? Why were you just trying to make me feel bad? What's going on?
I think it's about Joe Burrow being able to fulfill the needs of an entire team and an entire city.
He is our savior.
He is our savior. And let me just say something, John. Since Joe Burrow became the quarterback just 3 years ago, we already have one Bengals Hall of Famer. And we have a number of them on the way.
And while we professionals know who that Hall of Famer is, why don't we remind the simpletons out there who don't who that
Someone needs to remind Hoji.
Ken Riley is about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
And I am not kidding when I say that can be attributed to Joe Burrow, even though he played 40 years ago. And not only that, John, but we have the Ring of Honor, thanks to Joe Burrow. And we have, 6 people who've been inducted into Ring of Honor? 4 people.
4.
4. And we have another 2 that will be inducted this year. And this Ring of Honor and honoring our players has been one of the reasons that the Hall of Fame is like, oh, I see.
We don't want to miss out on the action.
Yeah. They're deserving of respect. Joe Burrow brought us respect. He is our
respect your own,
hammer.
people respect you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually just 6 now. Some fans you guys are. There's 4 that first year.
That's right.
I
knew it was 6. I knew it was 6.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought there was only 2 and 2.
This is coming from the woman, the elitist, powerful.
Well, it's the glasses, Bridget. That's what makes you look so elitist.
It makes me look like I know data, but apparently I know no data.
Who votes on these? Who quote unquote votes? If you call them true
I've already
elections.
submitted my Ring of Honor vote.
And is it a secret ballot, Bridget, or can you tell us what you voted for?
I feel like a lot of people tweeted who they voted for.
Did you?
I did not.
Can you tell us, or would you?
I'm happy to.
Shy.
I voted for Chad Johnson and Boomer Esiason.
Boom, boom. That would have been my vote. He and I share the candy bar. It's famous now. We've talked about it on the show. One candy bar. We attacked it from both ends.
I'm going to say this. Hoji, not to step on your toes.
No, please do.
There's a lot of deserving people. Because I voted for those 2 people does not mean other people have to vote for those 2 people. I think, Boomer did amazing things, took our team to a Super Bowl. And I like what Chad's still doing for the city. He comes out, he amps us up. So those were my votes. But any 2 votes, that's your choice, your voice, your vote. Vote for whoever you like.
Yeah, they call him Ocho Nuevo. New 8. I don't know why they call him that.
I don't think they call him that.
Yeah. I mean, it could go so many different ways. And we can look at the people who are up for the Ring of Honor.
And who is that? Oh,
it's these people right here.
So
Jim
legible.
Breach, James Brooks, Chris Collinsworth, Corey Dillon, Boomer Esiason, David Fulcher, Chad
Max
Johnson,
Montoya
Tim
is a
Compton.
friend of the show. I want to remind our viewers that Max Montoya was on the show. He's a friend of the show, and he's actually a personal friend of mine and Daddy-O's.
He'll get in one day. Might not be this year, though. He'll get in.
So is David Fulcher. He was on the show.
David
big friend of
Fulcher,
the
we
show.
predicted his success when he was over our house. We were having a vegan barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah.
David Fulcher came out to the Jackpot Joey golf outing on Sunday, golfed like a full 18 in support.
Wait,
of
hold
the
on.
Joe Burrow.
Can I say something? Reggie Williams was on our show.
He was.
Reggie Williams was on our show, and I'm noticing a pattern with the Ring of Honor. If you want to be on the Ring of Honor, just come on our show.
Our show basically is the Ring of Honor.
We said that. Yeah, remember we said that Ken Anderson was in our Hall of Fame, and Okay, look. So John can't vote. He's not that rich.
I'm in the proletariat. Bridget's in the bourgeoisie, but you know.
Exactly. So, look, I would say I understand. Here's my thing. I love Chad Johnson. He's an amazing player. I would say he would be a lock if it was the Ring of Fame, right? So when you think of the Hall of Fame, the name itself implies who left an impact, who like is so memorable from his playing career. And that is Chad Johnson. He's probably the most memorable, one of the most memorable players. But it's called honor, Ring of Honor. And in that way, I think Chad Johnson definitely deserves to be in, but I don't know if he deserves it, John, more than, like you talked about Lamar Parrish. I get that. I think he was amazing. I think even the Corey Dillon, I mean, he was one of the best running backs in NFL history, right? I think David Fulcher, he kind of revolutionized the game, being like a linebacker playing safety, and that defense was what really he was huge in that Super Bowl run. So I think those are all good candidates. I think Boomer, obviously he won an MVP, right? We only have two players in Bengals history with MVPs. But what I don't want to see, and John and I had a back and forth on this, is I don't want to see people honored just because, of their loyalty to the franchise. And I think we know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
And for the viewers who don't know who we're talking about, who are we talking about?
Because Chad was very loyal. I don't know why.
No. No. You're confusing.
I thought Daddy-O was directing that to me.
No. Okay, no. Chad, I'm saying Chad definitely deserves to be in. I think
he's very loyal to the team.
Chad has been a very loyal soul.
That's not what I was talking about. I'm saying just for being loyal. So I'm talking about someone's career wasn't that impressive, but it's like, but he's been affiliated with the team for so long.
Carson Palmer?
If you start for an NFL team for multiple years and you stay with the organization in multiple capacities for basically 5 decades, how's that not impressive in any way?
So when hate is at stake, John, Carson Palmer is where to look when it comes to Daddy-O. Is it Carson Palmer, Daddy-O?
No.
Daddy-O hates Dave Lapham. I don't understand it.
I don't. No, I'm saying there's no way. I think he should be like in the 5th or 6th.
What has Dave Lapham done to us? I want to know.
Nothing.
Tell me.
No.
What's wrong with Dave Lapham?
He thinks he's like him. He thinks he's a puppet, even though he looks nothing like him.
No, I'm not saying he's a puppet, John. I'm saying if you look at the people,
who's he a puppet?
If you look at the nominees, okay?
Daddy, we're sick of your passive aggressive crap. Tell us, what has David Lapham done? Tell us.
Well, I will just say, I feel like this attitude of, he loves the team, he's so loyal to the team, he says good stuff about the team, I think that's how we got in the mess that we were in before we got Joe Burrow, because people were satisfied. They were too soft and fuzzy about the franchise. You got to be critical of the team. You got to push the team in new directions. That's how we got, that's how we made the move to get Zach Taylor.
On this list is no one other than Chris Collinsworth, who's been critical of the Bengals, and everybody hates Chris Collinsworth.
Right.
So
what is that qualifier? Like Dave Lapham he's not like, yes, he's biased towards the Bengals, but it's not his only value to the team. He's a phenomenal analyst over the radio. And he knows ball more than most former players who commentate on their own team. Dave Lapham has been a staple with the Bengals organization for years. Now, my take with Dave Lapham, I don't think that he should get voted in before pretty much anyone else on this list. I think his getting into the Ring of Honor should be its own separate thing.
That's okay. So we agree. Yes. My whole thing is I don't think he should be over anybody.
You're still diminishing him. Still diminishing him.
No, I'm saying Ring of Honor.
You are.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying the Ring of Honor should be the guys who we are trying to push into the Hall of Fame, right? The first 2 inductees, they were already in the Hall of Fame. Paul Brown and Anthony Munoz. The second 2 were the 2 guys who we next think should have been in the Hall of Fame, right?
John says there were 4 the first year.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying they would reveal the first 2.
Paul Brown.
Yeah, they revealed the first 2 without the voting. And then the next 2, I think, they took to the people, supposedly. The elite, the 1%ers. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, John, I'm saying even Corey Dillon should go in before Lapham. Even, obviously, David Fulcher. I would say even Chris Collinsworth should go in before Lapham. I think Max Montoya, he was an elite guard.
I really do not want Chris Collinsworth anywhere near the Ring of Honor.
What?
Yeah, no way.
See, that's the
That
attitude
guy,
I don't
that
like.
guy
That's what I'm
always
talking
sells
about.
us out.
That-
He always sells us out. Anytime you watch, John, be honest with yourself. Anytime you watch the Bengals on primetime, Chris Collinsworth is the announcer.
And I'm
Doesn't he
fine
throw
with
us?
that.
Doesn't he
I'm
throw us
fine
under
with
the
that.
bus? Come on.
So what?
But no, John, come on. You're a
Chris
journalist.
Collinsworth has never. I don't think he's ever seen the Bengals win on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Well, he's bad luck then.
No, John is saying is like if you're an objective observer and you're watching the Bengals in the primetime games, you're going to be critical.
Even with Burrow, come on.
Now it's different.
Yeah.
But
He always sells
anyways,
us out. He's always
so-
negative.
basically, Bridget, when
you know,
you
John,
go back,
I know, John, you've got family from Pittsburgh, but I feel like he's got that Steelers thing going on.
John,
Isn't he from Pittsburgh?
Collinsworth? I don't think so.
I don't.
Is he?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I thought he was like a Florida dude. He's a
I
Florida dude.
was using my intuition,
John,
John.
can we move on? If you are
Please.
done hating,
Can you
on
stop
my
with your
opinions,
tirades, John?
I would vote for Chad Johnson and Lamar Parrish because I think it's a nice balance between a guy
like
who
it.
was important in the modern
Yeah.
era. He still associates himself with the Bengals often. He obviously should be in. And Lamar Parrish, I think, deserves a case to be in the Hall of Fame. And he's one of
Yeah.
the early foundation building blocks for the Bengals in the 70s. Both of them deserve
I
to
like
be
it. I like it. I think Lamar Parrish, Chad Johnson, Corey Dillon, David Fulcher, Max Montoya. Boomer Esiason. I think it should be Boomer Esiason, first of all. I think Boomer needs to be in the next two. Let's be clear. I mean, he was our quarterback for Super Bowl team as MVP. He has to be in there. And then I'm fine with Lamar Parrish or the other guys I mentioned.
in. Your whole thing, though, was like this needs to be a vehicle to get guys in the Hall of
Yes.
Fame.
Yes.
On top of that, like Ken Riley never seen himself get inducted into the Ring of Honor. I think broke
Yeah.
a lot of people's hearts. We
Yeah.
should every single year at least one person probably over the age of like 70 should get in just because it's long overdue.
You know, Lapham is over the age of 70.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what? Lapham, John said he doesn't even deserve to be on that list. He should be in his own
Not what I said.
separate. You
Yeah,
said he should
he-
have a
Is
separate
that what you
list
said, John?
of.
No,
Yes.
John said a separate
John
induction.
said,
He did
let's,
not say
yeah.
a separate list.
He said maybe a pizza party, maybe a pat on the back and say, hey, thank you for supporting the team, saying nice things about us.
So-
you know, I've
Next
noticed,
time
you know,
play a song
Daddy-o.
actually,
by the
that is,
Spin
I got to say,
Doctors.
no, but I would say this. I told John, you know who's been with the team for the longest and been the loyalist of all these people is Mike Brown. If
Mike
Paul Brown gets into the Ring of Honor,
Yes.
then you want to take the Lapham
that's
route.
Bought the ring, it's
Then
your
Mike
ring.
Brown.
He bought
No,
the ring, it's
that,
his ring.
it's not about it's not solely about longevity. Paul Brown and Mike Brown are not the same people. Paul Brown started the franchise. Paul Brown actually was also really critical to racial equity in early days
Yeah.
in the league when no other owner was. I mean, he was saying if my players, regardless of race, can't sleep in the same hotel, then our team's not staying here. Paul Brown, this is not meant to diminish anything Mike Brown has done in his tenure, but you can't put what Paul Brown did and what Mike Brown has done in the same
Well,
category.
I would say
right
this.
now.
Paul- look,
can
Paul
I just
Brown-
say Bridges is really giving us gems here tonight.
Yeah, but I would say this.
In terms of
Paul
context.
Brown, yes, Paul Brown was one of the brilliant minds in
West
NFL
Coast
history. Great guy. I mean, you know, yes, like you said, he was a forward-thinking guy on so many different levels.
Yeah.
However,
He invented the Bengals
he-
and the Browns.
yes.
That's
However,
that's two things.
yes.
But we only
However-
like one of those things. that he
Yes.
invented.
No.
However, he did not draft Joe Burrow. That in and of itself is the
Well,
equal of everything that
He
Paul
did
Brown
not give
ever
birth
did.
to Joe Burrow either.
That's what I'm saying.
That's only Joe Burrow's mama can claim that.
She
Ooh,
should
let's
be in the
put
Ring
Joe
of Honor.
Burrow's mom
That's
in the
what I'm
Ring of
saying.
Honor.
See, now,
we
yes.
should. We should
Yes.
because it is her. How should I say? He is the fruit of her womb, and so she really deserves many rings of honor. May I talk about who I think should be inducted into the Ring of Honor and the Hall of Fame that year? Number one,
Jeff Blake.
I agree. Well, I was going to go there. I was going to say number one, of course, my BFF, my spaghetti loving, guy, Boomer Esiason. And number two, Jeff Blake. Jeff Blake, master of the shake and Blake. And I don't know if you guys know what the shake and
No.
Blake is. So you throw the
Yeah.
ball in the air, you shake a bit, and then it
Yeah.
lands in someone's hands.
Yeah.
He made the team watchable and lovable at a time when
Not
they
just
were hateable
that.
and
Let
debatable.
us be very clear. Jeff Blake's play is why the Bengals got Paul Brown a stadium.
Yes.
They got Paul Brown a stadium. Otherwise, John, correct me if I'm wrong, we might not
he
have the
is.
Cincinnati Bengals. They may have been a whole other franchise in a
They
whole
would have
other
been-
city.
Yeah,
John?
They would have been the Carolina
The
Panthers. And
He
here's
should get
here's
in
the,
eventually. He should get in eventually.
Yeah, there
number
you
three.
go, John. There you go.
number 3.
Overlap him. John is let me just say, John is going all in on
He's
Lapham
open-minded.
today. Yeah.
Number 3, obviously, Icky Shuffle. Icky Woods, he invented the Icky Shuffle.
He played
You got-
one season.
You got to put that.
Yeah.
Icky Shuffle,
Yeah.
we owe him so much. Number 4, AJ
Culture
McCarron.
icon.
AJ McCarron, he was
Stop.
there when we needed
Cut
him.
him off. Cut him off.
And his
Okay.
mic.
John, look.
The most famous
we-
thing about AJ McCarron is his wife.
And his, his
Okay,
wife.
let us move on. We got
Topic
John's
B.
got to go. John's
John.
got to go.
John.
So we got to do the show quick. Okay?
Okay.
And we have some other things to cover. Number one,
Number
the
2.
Cincinnati Bengals. They went to Fort Knox.
Wow.
And they were, their backup quarterback. I know that we got rid of Brandon Allen, but we're trying out new things.
God,
he
he's
was
in
out
shape.
there.
Who is that?
Bad
Yeah.
form.
Yeah, and he was playing games. There you could see Chris Evans, and Chris Evans. Okay, he went to Fort Knox and asked that the dog, a canine, attack him, and his teammates videotaped the experience and laughed as he was tackled by the dog. He said, "I really like this. I felt like it's the closest thing you'll get to a live game." This poor guy. This is how little playing time he's gotten. Is
He
that
wants
he
live
is
dogs to
asking,
attack
to get some live action.
Yeah.
There's
He's
some
ready
news
for
there.
week 1. He's got to try
Strange.
and practice not getting tackled by
Hey.
a dog.
Yeah.
They
There is
played
no-
the Browns week 1. They are
That's
dogs.
my point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's my point.
There is no kink shaming on this show. You want a dog attacking you, man, you got it.
Yeah.
I
So that-
think it was. I feel like whether or not it was a nod to week 1, it should be a nod to week 1. Did you guys also see the clip? It was circulating Twitter. There was a Bengals fan who was a police officer at Fort Knox or in the military. I thought he was a police officer, but he put someone in a Patrick Mahomes jersey and had the dog chase him down and tackle the guy in the Mahomes
wow.
jersey. No,
That's
no, okay.
disgusting. Yeah. But look, so we have other news to get to.
Other news, number 2.
Bridget, and with those fancy glasses.
Yeah, fancifying our worlds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's the news?
The
Yeah,
news
I'm
is
waiting.
that John, we have a new right tackle, and his name is Cody Ford. So
Wait a
as you
minute.
can
wait-
see,
Not true,
Yeah.
but
yeah. So if you go to Bengals.com, you can see this, and they're talking about the idea of Cody Ford being an
Cody
option
Ford, yeah.
at right tackle. And John,
Lordy
I-
Lord, give us a Cody Ford.
Cody Ford starting at right tackle would be the equivalent of, in Daddy's mind, Dave Lapham getting into the Bengals Ring of Honor.
Wow. So that's
Just keeping
So
it real.
that-
yeah. So there's that. There's that. That's big news. And lastly, John, I want to talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
It was not actually news, right? It was just made up.
Well, it's they're throwing it out there that he could.
He is
play
a right tackle. He's
Yeah.
new to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, John. Last thing is
He weighs
our previous.
329 pounds.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
that's.
It's a lot
I
of
feel
right
like that's.
tackle.
That's,
That's
a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big boy.
John.
Next.
John wants. Yeah. Next is that Lyle
Prolific.
Collins is back.
Yeah.
He's on the field. He's out there. He's not doing the full.
That wasn't the most
sprints yet. He's
athletic
not the full
cut, was it? I
drill.
mean, he was just walking, sort of.
He's
Yeah,
still
when-
rehabbing, right?
Yes, but he can walk. So that is a relief. We don't have to worry about.
He's not
that.
Ricky Bobby. Like, we all knew that, you know.
Okay, but he does have a giant sleeve, John.
Yeah.
on his
Giant
leg.
thighs. You see those things? Look like they're
Yeah,
on
there were
steroids.
some thick thighs.
That is viewed
Thick
at
with
again.
2 C's. And
Like
thin
right at the
ankles.
start of his knees. It just
Yeah.
bulks up.
He's got
insanely.
he's got some very delicate ankles.
These are interesting observations, but I'm just wondering, John. what is it with putting a sleeve on your leg?
It's cool, man. All the kids are doing it.
Compression.
Okay. So his knee, is it
Look
his
it up.
knee? His knee still needs to be held in place, is what you're telling me.
No. It needs to be compressed, Stadio. Did you not hear the man? He said
It's too
compression.
big. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Shrink
So
it
there,
down.
yeah, that is
Honey, I
basically,
shrunk the knee.
that. I think that's all the news that I have, John.
I feel like this was content heavy, this show.
It was
Can
very
I-
content heavy.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
say something?
Please.
I'm appropriating
Anything.
the show just to say thank you to all the folks who gave, donated, sponsored, volunteered for the Jackpot Joey golf outing on Sunday. We raised $10,009 for the Joe
Dang.
Burrow Foundation. And we were lucky enough, Trenton Irwin, Stanley Morgan, Kwame Lassiter came out and golfed. And T. Higgins and Dre Kirkpatrick just came to hang out with us. So thanks to everybody. And
Dre
there's gonna be
Kirkpatrick?
more-
Of course.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Wow.
And,
Now,
and
Bridget,
there's the
if I-
link there at the bottom for
Bridget, if I
anybody who
could
wants
raise
to
a-
donate. Just
Yeah,
the
if I
link.
could raise
Wrong thing. No. If you donate to Patreon, that's causing
It's
us
the
mental health
we will send
concerns.
it. We will send the
DH
money.
Sports. Yeah.
If
We
you
will
donate
send
to the
the
Joe
money.
Burrow Foundation, it supports mental health
Yeah,
treatment.
but
two
we don't
very
want to
different
confuse them. You don't want to have too many calls to action. Just go to that link. We will take care of the rest. Yeah, go ahead, Hoji, please.
Well, it's okay. That was my question.
Yeah, just patreon.com/.
How do I give my money? And now I realize I got to give it to patreon.com/DH Sports. And that money will go to good causes.
Nowhere near the Joe Burrow Foundation.
Okay.
Not
Maybe it
like-
should, but
Maybe it should, but
You can read more
highly
about the Joe
unlikely
Burrow,
that it will.
and you can read more about the Joe Burrow Foundation at a2zsports.com/Cincinnati. That link is right there for you.
We should have John do a master class for sports writing through
Yeah.
our show where we charge people to make a lot of money.
And give it to the Joe Burrow Foundation.
Give it to the Joe Burrow Foundation at www.patreon.com.
Patreon.com. Let me just
DH
yeah,
Sports.
exactly. Yeah, just right there. Okay, John. I guess that's all we have.
Yeah.
Is that
In
all
fact,
you
I'd
have,
say
John?
that's a little bit more than we had.
it's a lot more than we have.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't have a lot.
It came out strong.
Yeah, we came out kicking, but it's all
Yeah.
right.
That's May.
Exactly. So with that, don't forget
No, it's not.
to go patreon.com/DH Sports, pay your taxes, give donations. You can buy your online groceries, everything.
Or get Daddy's accountant.
And follow John, follow Bridget, and I guess follow Hoji.
Yeah.
If
You
you don't
learn a
want your
lot.
timeline to blow up, follow Hoji.
Yeah.
Hoji's by
you
far
go.
has the best Twitter here. Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
See
of
you
animal
next
stuff.
time.
a lot
Don't
of
forget to
liberal
subscribe,
stuff.
turn on notifications. See you next time. So long. A sweetie. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.